Hello, folks. We'll be getting started in just a moment. Just making sure everything's all set up, getting all cozy. Oh, maybe I should light a candle too. Yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will be right back with you. Alrighty. Well, the candle is lit, and my attempts to get chat up on the phone are currently misbehaving a little bit. One moment. I will get there. We'll get there. Really? Okay, there we are. There we are. All taken care of. I don't know. For some reason, the old link I used to use wasn't working anymore. The old when you go to search something and it just shows up in your history. For a long time, I've just been hitting one of those because the stream on my phone is in the history. And so I could just go straight there, and it was super convenient. But now I had to manually search on Twitch for no conceivable reason. It's not like our name has changed or anything, it should be the same link. But what do I know? Well, folks, I hope that everybody's doing well today, wherever and whenever you are. Today is a Friday, and you know what that means? It means that I don't have to worry about XCOM today. That's right, that means that it's Variety Day. And Variety Day, for the time being, is gonna be Red Strings Club. So we're gonna play a little bit of that today. I think I've got about, oh, call it 3 hours ish. Today is unfortunately gonna be a little short as well. I know for a long time. No, don't do any of that. Launch this. You open Steam, it starts to download things while we're live, then that can't possibly end well. Let's see, we've got this opened. And let me go ahead and professionally and swiftly transfer us over to the game. Look at that, very professional. Here we are. So, yes, today is going to be a little bit short too, much like yesterday. I got work this evening. Talk about that later. Yesterday was my first day at my new job. It was very interesting. I think that's the word I could use. It was a fascinating experience, to be sure. So I guess I don't know, it's not really celebration, but today I'm gonna play a game that's also about food service. In particular, cyberpunk bartending. Last we left off, we've been trying to talk to Dr. Edgar Coldstream here, right? Now, Coldstream here is the creator of the Akara units, right? This is our little android friend. They're pretty hip, they're pretty cool. I'm a fan. Coldstream here is their creator and also working on the mirror neuron algorithm, as I recall. I can't really give like a full recap of the story until now, just quite simply because there's a lot of strings all over the place. I'm sorry, that was bad. That was bad. And Coldstream here knows it. He says, "Oh, shut up. How's a human being able to craft something this flawless? I may have found my equal, but applied to bartending. I mean, I'm probably the #1 scientist alive, probably in all history in due time. But you, my friend, you are the best bartender this universe's chaos has ever given birth to. My most sincere congratulations, you talented son of a bitch. We should take a picture together for the annals." Whoa, dude. So, we're playing kind of as Donovan, mostly as like a spirit called a Newman that's helping him out, helping him be a cool bartender. So, yeah, glad you like it, buddy. Okay, I'm back. What shall my privileged intellect help you with? I believe that this is actually the beginning of the conversation. So we had to leave mid-conversation with Coldstream a week ago. I'm pretty sure we've talked to him. We've got him on Pride right now, is his emotion. And I believe that we asked him about the MNA. So let's go ahead and repeat that. I'll just kind of fly through it and review it as we go. But he kind of spilled the beans on the MNA. I bet you are. Are you ready? I'm so hyped. I love Donovan. First of all, our assistant here will fill us in on the basic information. The mirror neuron algorithm is the first program to live and reproduce in human beings. That's right. This is like one of those, I don't know, social engineering on steroids kind of deals. They're gonna tell us, but implant wearers are going to be used as transmitters, and the MNA sends subconscious signals to the implant-free subjects. The goal, at least what Coldstream and what it's Supercontinent Ltd. Is the corporation. At least most of its employees think that this is going to be used to broadcast, what's it called? Social psych welfare, which is basically a downloaded happy pill. You know, remove negative emotions and all that jazz. This is performed via micro-expressions and subtle body language. Yeah, something about abusing mirror neurons, bludgeoning them over the back of the head. Yeah, that sounds terrific, doesn't it, Donovan? Yeah, so we're just gonna repeat some of this dialogue and catch up. It shouldn't take too long. Why didn't you tell me if you've known this all along, Akara? And then they're gonna say something about strict information control programmed in. Don't blame them. These cuties come with pretty strict confidentiality protocols. Yeah, we've seen this before. I believe we get to ask all of these. How is this even possible? I kind of get how you can control implant wearers, but I don't see myself falling for that micro-expressions bunk. Ah, that's where the magic of mirror neurons comes into play. Yeah, mirror neurons. So in layman's terms, yeah, monkey see, monkey do. And, you know, humans got good mirror neurons, and there's something about, there's the monkey experiment. Yeah, with primates. And this was something like... Here, I'll read this. If you eat a candy bar in front of a monkey, the monkey will start salivating due to these mirror babies. If you do it in front of another human, the effect is the same. But, here comes the twist. If you act as if you're eating candy, just mimicking, no candy involved in the process, the monkey won't salivate, but the human still will. Monkeys are immune to drama, but our mirror neurons trigger even in response to simulated actions. The same as hunger, happiness, sadness, rage, etc. can be transmitted through mirror neurons. So basically vibes. They're gonna transmit good vibes by force. So mirror neurons, yep, play a critical role in empathy. That was the plot. Wasn't that the plot of what's that game? Prey. Yeah, wasn't that the plot of Prey 2 was it was all an experiment to give an alien super predator mirror neurons so that humanity could negotiate with it? I think that's what Prey's plot was. Summarized, of course. I don't know, sci-fi writers seem to really like their mirror neurons. So basically, unless you're some underdeveloped primate, you'll be susceptible to the MNA. Very cool, huh? Yay. Yeah, what do you plan to broadcast? He's gonna tell us the SPW. Social psych welfare. And that's it. Dude, this shit isn't some toy. It's been developed for a good purpose. But just like nuclear energy, it can be catastrophic in the wrong hands. Yeah, that's the problem. And what keeps the wrong hands from getting on the MNA? First of all, it's pretty tightly guarded in supercontinent servers. But even if a hacker got their hands on it, it's not like you can code for the MNA with JavaScript precisely. Microexpressions are quite inaccessible for us humans to code. There are terabytes of data involved just in handling, say, the frown. How did you do it then? You need an incredibly powerful AI to translate the logic patterns to the MNA. Basically, in the current day, Akara is the only one that can pull that off. So, Akara units, this is the other thing that we learned so far that was super important, have the capability to program with the MNA. And what if someone snatches an Akara unit alongside the MNA? Well, in that case, they'd still need to hijack the whole implant network to run the program. That's like hacking the whole internet, dude. Okay, first thing, you should work on not telling some bartender you just met every step needed to get a hold of the MNA. Secondly, if I got the MNA and Akara to serve my mischief, no need to hack the internet. I'd only need to put a gun to the right head to broadcast it through Supercontinent's implant network. And Coldstream's like, oh no. Oh no. I guess our failsafe here is Akara then. You'd never betray us, right? Define us. Yeah, sounds like they got security locked down tight for sure. And finally, this I believe gets us a very interesting piece of information. Forgive my boldness, but doesn't this sound super villainous to you? What? Au contraire. It's like savior of mankind stuff. Edgar. Edgar. Let's be frank here. You're pushing a mind control device out there. The attitude of knowing what's best for humanity just makes it even more delusional. Only thing left is for you to laugh maniacally in your lab. Oh, come on, don't tell me you already did that. Dude, I just love my job. And I believe we selected, hopefully you also included a self-destruct mechanism. Because we're calling him out on basically being a supervillain, just straight out of the comic books. Where did the Supercontinent find you? A comic book? Yeah, see, Donovan and I are of a mind on this guy. Don't tell me it's a big red button. Hey, I'm not that dumb. I've coded it into Supercontinent's landline network. I advise you to stop talking. So, we now know about the self-destruct mechanism. Hey, whose side are you on, Akara? Yours, Donovan, but I feel somehow indebted to my father. I describe it as pity. He's just too stupid. I was starting to feel sorry for taking that much advantage of Edgar anyway. I'm sure you and Brandeis will be able to figure the code out. You know I'm still here, right? Doesn't matter. You're fine. Sorry you're getting all these bad vibes from the MNA. I get how your lack of information will get you all worked up, but I promise I'll put your mind at ease before I leave. Let's clear the mood and move on to another subject for now. Now here's what I don't remember from last time. Right, I think we're catching up. I think we're catching up pretty quick. But currently I believe that we've got his emotion to be prideful. I think there's one, like, akin to fear or stress that I wanted to use to ask him about Supercontinent's new direction. But plans for Akara besides pottery? I think also sounds like a pride question. I don't remember if we got to it or not. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Pottery? That's a ridiculously tiny fraction of Akara's potential. Akara could well take on any job, from flipping burgers to directing traffic. Please don't make... Please don't make the android flip burgers. Please, Dr. Goldstream. Akara could be your fucking dentist. You could kill a man and Akara could conduct the investigation, perform the autopsy, judge you in trial, and then officiate the victim's funeral. Okay, I get it. Guy's being a little dramatic. Akara could act as the loving mother of a dozen orphans. Akara could teach every subject in university. They could even run for fucking president and win. Akara should be the president of the world. Don't get a big head, Akara. You're crazy. He is crazy. Wait and see. They just need to finally get out there. You remember what I told you about the MNA, don't you? Well, this is why Akara is ideal to handle it, and I'd be pleased to enlighten you about it. Yeah. Sure, moment of truth. How do Akara and the MNA fit together? Okay, first of all, I want to defend my colleague Diana's work. I feel like you're pretty obstinate about saying SPW is brainwashing. Spare me. She already explained how it's not brainwashing, but accessing our better selves. I still don't buy it. Tough crowd, huh? What if I told you that with the MNA regulating SPW, you won't lose sadness or rage? I'm starting to get sick of these acronyms. This sweet duo's objective is to create a wonderful, super-functional world. We can fine-tune the program to control only the most extreme effects of those states. The MNA will allow sadness, but not depression. It'll allow you to be angry, but won't let you get consumed by wrath. It'll allow you to dwell in pleasure, but won't permit utter hedonism. How am I gonna get you fools to understand that altering someone's behavior is brainwashing? It's not that extreme. Why are you so against it? Oh, jeez. Why are we against it? I mean, there's a lot of good reasons. There's a lot of good reasons. On one hand, yeah, let people to be, I mean, you know, maybe not, like, horribly depressed. You know, like, get people help, but, like, it is part of the range of human emotions. You don't want to just delete that part of the brain, right? You know, extreme emotions can be good sometimes. They can help you explore, you know, your own mind and all that jazz. It's kind of important. Human evolution one doesn't super resonate with me. I'm not really sure what they're saying there. And why do you think you have the right to play God? I don't think that this guy's gonna be responsive to this argument. And frankly, once you get into talking about rights with the evil scientist as like your last line of defense, you've already lost, I think. Because he clearly believes he's in the right. And if you're in the right and you're doing the right thing, well then you can justify anything. Just let people be depressed. I'm not talking about not letting you have a bad week. You can be as gloomy as you want, but before you fall into clinical depression, the M&A will lift you up. It'll prevent you from committing murder or suicide. There are uncountable psychotherapists in the world already fighting that. What's wrong about simply eradicating it from society? I mean, really the big problem with this isn't any of this, come to think of it. If used as he's saying, maybe it's not the worst thing if it's used as like a clinical measure. But that's not what it's going to be used for. And he's already kind of said that previously. It's just now he's in defensive arguing mode. I'm going to go through these and see what the arguments are, but why do you think you have the right to play God? Well, that's simple. Because I can. Yeah, see? Shouldn't we all be trying to change society for the better? You pull your strings from this fancy club. I just happen to be a super scientist backed by a powerful corporation. Suck it up. Seriously? Yeah, man, deal with it. See, I mean, you're not gonna get through to him. Like, you know, and similarly, he's gonna say something like, you know, even if it does end human evolution, it's gonna be ending it at a pretty good step. Or he's just gonna flat out deny it. Hello, Grim. Hi, Yalashio. Welcome both. Hi, hi, hi. How are you two doing? Is today gonna be a long stream or a shorter stream? It's gonna be a little shorter. It's gonna be a little shorter. I think that we're going until around 5:30, so about a 3-hour stream. So not as short as yesterday, but still not quite the long ones we're used to. My apologies. I hope I didn't leave you two sitting there too terribly long. I was kind of busy debating a mad scientist. Doing alright? How am I? I am... You know, I'm doing okay too. Yesterday was an interesting experience. Yeah. We've been waiting for hours. Oh no. I'm terrible. I'm simply the worst. I'm leaving you waiting for hours when stream has only been going for like 20 minutes. Scarlet's story time? Yeah, honestly, the cold stream conversation's not going anywhere. So, you know, Scarlet's story time, right? Before we launch back into cold stream being a mad scientist but not realizing it. Oh god, where do I begin? Where do I even begin? I'll be back in like 2 hours. Okay, cool. We'll see you then. Yeah, we'll see you then. I hope that things go well, Grim. What, you know, whatever you're up to. So, I have for you, I suppose, my tell-all story. Alright? My tell-all story. Pizza pasta, alright? The tale of me working at Pizza Hut. 'Cause oh my god, I've walked into a complete and utter disaster. The shift was fine, you know? I'm a bit sore, still. I haven't necessarily had a very physically active lifestyle for the past couple years. You know, I did voice work. I still plan on doing voice work. So most of my day, you know, even when I was working and being productive, was still spent mostly still in front of a screen, honestly. So, the manual labor has taken its toll. but it ain't the worst. You know, my coworkers were nice. I really don't have any complaints about the shift itself. But I now know why it took them so long to get me into their system and get me a shift. It's because they hired me right when they had a massive walkout. They lost almost their entire staff at this location. They don't even have a general manager. The only people remaining, I can list them all on my fingers. On one hand. On one hand. Hello, skeleton. Welcome, welcome. A boop for you as you come in. You're just in time for story time. Yeah, not a good sign, Yalashio. The AGM is left, right? So the assistant general manager, he's cool. And he's basically functionally now the GM. I expect him to be promoted soon. I hope so. He deserves it. He seems real chill. Honestly, frankly, in all the jobs that I've ever worked, probably the best, like, training and, like, manager I've had, and I've only worked with him for one day. Like, he's really, really good. Definitely, like, being worked to the bone, right? But I can't hold that against him. You've got one production member, one crew. You've got a shift trainer, right? Who's not even like, you know, you're not even like your traditional employee. They're supposed to do training, right, at multiple locations. They just happen to like have this as their home location, so they're remaining. And you've got one delivery driver. And that's it. 4 people are the only employees left at this location. I make the 5th. Yeah. And this is not like a small town, you know, restaurant where you can get away with having like a pretty small staff. Like, we're right next to a college campus. You know, they just literally have not had A, time to get me in, and B, because everybody left. And I don't know if it's because things had to be reworked if that many people left or what, but their pay system is down. This is an international chain, right? An international franchise. The pay system is down. I am having to hand record my hours so that I can report them when pay time comes. It is scuffed as hell. I know, right? Like, what the hell? Like, the people at the location are cool. I'm gonna meet the rest of the crew today when I go in. I've got a shift that starts at 6:30 p.m., right? And it's not gonna be as long of one, because we close earlier, too. So, that should be fine. It's a Papers, Please minigame. It's ridiculous. It is. So I've got a note on my phone that I made last night where I'm just recording my hours. And I mean, you know, like, there's some trust there. It's also like, you know, I'm not gonna try and cheat them out of anything, simply because if my hours don't match what my AGM says they are, then one of us is going to be in trouble. I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be me. So, like, you know, but like, I'm recording my hours by hand. I was trained for, you know, I got some training, but now I am basically trained on every position except I haven't been trained on register yet. That's it. That's all I'm missing. I can damn near run the whole store, right? Not that it's a super difficult thing, but and the AGM's not even like 100% trained, because apparently the location, the company has just had this constant I guess I'll call it a brain drain, Trained on what? From my prior job, I was already trained on dishes, which is about to come up, so I can do that. I can make the pizza, right? I can now make pizzas, and breadsticks, and all that jazz. The pasta too, though I haven't had the chance to practice that yet. Um, and prep, right? Which is basically stock the freezer. um, and that's most of the job. Honestly, um, most of it's automated. Nothing's like particularly like brain intensive, right? Um, so yeah, that's the situation there. I just need to be kind of told and given permission to use the register, and I could do it all. I could run a solo shift. Not that I want to. That sounds hellish. That's not how you said it a second ago. Oh no, what did I say? I did not mean to say something strange. um, we're having a bit of buffering. That's another issue. Is today we have weather. One moment, let me kill some stuff. There. It would have paused there for a little bit. We're gonna hope that the buffering improves a bit. The weather is frightful. I had to... yeah, it ain't great out there. We kind of had a little bit of a storm yesterday. And the internet definitely did go down for a while, so forewarning there. Was this about the new job I got? Yeah, we were just talking about it. How it's kind of been... like, the shift itself was fine, and I like my coworkers. But the situation's kind of a disaster. Trained on every position? Oh, I see. No, you're right, you're right. I'm definitely not trained on every position, goodness gracious. I haven't had that much experience yet. No wonder you're sore. Oh, goodness. That's not the kind of Pizza Hut I'm working at. Although, if you know where I can find one of those, maybe it'd be better managed. Hmm. But, yeah, just, I mean, from what I can tell, like, the franchise just has terrible anti-worker policies. I think I've talked on stream about it before, but they've got, what do they call it? It's a system where, only a certain percentage of their revenue can actually go towards labor. Like 28%. Which is not nearly high enough, I'm gonna tell you that right now. So 28% of labor after product moves, right? So it's not revenue, strictly speaking, but it's not profit either. It's like an in-between, if we're talking technical terms. But 28% of that amount that's remaining after the costs of, like, your product and such, that's your max to go towards labor, is that 28%. Which I'm going to tell you right now is not only unethical, I mean, that's